I really want to know how to get over this imposter syndrome. Really. I have a lot to share with people, and I feel like they won't listen because I'm not that perfect. Size 10 or whatever it is that people expect for you to look like when they're getting health and nutrition information from you. So if you can help me get over this imposter syndrome so I can really share all the information that I have, I'd really appreciate it. Love you. Peace.
Wow, thank you so much for that great question. These questions are getting better and better. The imposter syndrome is something a lot of people experience when they doubt their accomplishments and they have this persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud. And if you have the imposter syndrome, you frequently experience feelings of inadequacy contrary to what you believe that you have to offer. And even when you do receive praise, you might feel even more pressured because now you have to prove something. Believe me, I do understand how you feel. I started on my path over 30 years ago, and the term imposter syndrome was not in the mainstream language. But I know I hid my light. I diminished my light. I felt inadequate on many occasions, thinking about, like my body image. Oh, way too much. My hair, my lack of letters behind my name, and my bank account certainly didn't look like I was successful. I began to realize people were attracted to my transparency. They were attracted to my consistency to study and take risks. I realized that people buy you before they buy what you are sharing or selling. It's your energy that they're going to be attracted to, your confidence, your joy, your passion, your authentic empathy for other people, and even your storytelling and willingness to share. It's going to align you with the right people who can benefit from your mentoring. I learned a long time ago I am not for everybody, and it's okay. I learned the more that I shared, I became a teacher as well as a student, and my life improved on so many levels. I was so dedicated to teach that meant I had to learn. And I didn't wait for someone to give me a permission slip to get started. I didn't wait until I was perfect, my life was perfect, my marriage was perfect, my income was perfect, because you know what? It's never going to happen. I realized the more I received some positive feedback from my audiences. I started receiving positive feedback from my mentees and the readers of my books and my blogs and my website. I began to realize that I would have robbed a lot of people of some progress, satisfaction, some aha moments, some personal breakthroughs. A lot of people would have been robbed of the ability to increase their self esteem and deepen their faith if I kept quiet and allowed the inner saboteur to silence and critique me. Oh my God, that inner saboteur that we all have is that inner voice that keeps telling us that we're not good enough, beating us up for past mistakes, warning us about possible risk, and keeping us awake at night, worried about all things that could go wrong, and just worried that you're going to be found out. And I used to always say, I wouldn't tell people to fake it until you make it. I would say faith it until you make it. Trust that every step that you're taking in the right direction will open up doors. You don't have to fake it, but you have to faith it. You have to have faith in yourself and faith in the Creator. I find that there's a tendency for most of us to look for other people for constant feedback. We're looking for the outside, the external feedback, and not even giving ourselves the permission to be who we are and how we show up. We allow the way other people think about us to determine our worth. We pay more attention to what other people feel about us than what we feel about ourselves. So I want to ask you, do you feel like a fraud? Are you easily stopped or distracted by other people's opinions? I mean, I used to be that way. I understand it. Because we want to be loved. We don't want to be rejected. We don't want to be offended. We don't want to be criticized. But You have to ask yourself, who am I comparing myself with? What are my intentions? And I want to ask you, does it feel good when you inspire and mentor other people? I want to ask you, are you trying to fool people or inspire people? If you're trying to fool people, then you should have the imposter syndrome. But if you're trying to inspire people, good for you. But do you think you need to be perfect? Has someone condemned you in the past and that traumatized you and stopped you from maturing and evolving and growing? Do you believe you're always doing the best that you can? Everybody is a teacher intentionally, or they don't realize that they're teaching by the example of the way they live, the way they love, the way they eat, the way they give, the way they judge, the way they grow. Everybody is teaching something by their example or by their intention to curate lessons and opportunities to speak to people. I feel you want to be a teacher on purpose, and it sounds like you want to help, you want to mentor, you want to guide, you want to show others from your life lessons and your study. Because, honey, remember, everybody wants different things from you. There's so many people in my life, and every single one wants something different from me. And I know I can't please everybody, and you can't either. So don't give up on your don't turn a deaf ear to your internal guidance that's trying to that will help you to grow and to develop. You cannot meet other people's expectations, other people's perception, or other people's demands. And if you want to be happy, it depends on how you think about you, not how others think about you. I got to say that again. If you want to be happy in this pursuit, in this endeavor, it depends on how you think about you, not how other people think about you. And if you keep what other people are thinking about on your mind, you're going to find yourself consumed, spending a lot of time trying to figure out what people need. Oh, what does this person need? Oh, okay. And then what does this person need? Okay. And then what does this person need? You're going to wear yourself out. I love that old saying, to thine own self be true. To thine own self be true. Your primary intention should be to be aligned with your gifts, your purpose, your calling. Someone is going to benefit from your knowledge and your passion. And you may not like being called an expert. I didn't like that either. I'm not an expert. I've grown to become a great resource to people, but I kind of shied away from the term expert because I see myself as a teacher and a student. And a lot of times people feel like, don't call me an expert. I'm just here to share. So, words are very powerful, but I want to give you these affirmations. Think about this. I have the power to create the life I desire. Today is filled with possibility. I love myself the way I am. I'm strong enough to overcome challenges. I do my best to accomplish my goals. I have strengths, abilities, and gifts. I am a strong and capable person. I have earned my seat at the table. I trust myself to make good decisions. I do not have to be perfect to be effective. My opinion holds weight and has value for other people. I am prepared to tackle any obstacle that comes my way. And the last affirmation, I got this. I pray that this helps you today and inspires you to stop being at the crossroads, at the yellow lights and at the red lights. There's a green light. Just go for it. Go for it. Go for it. And I promise you, you're going to get so much satisfaction and you're going to help so many people. This is Jewel Diamond Taylor, your self-esteem doctor. And for those of you that are listening, if you have a question for me, you can leave an audio message on my voicemail by calling 323-964-1736 or send me an audio message to the email, jewelmotivates@gmail.com. Thank you so much for sharing this message with others. Be blessed and stay in the light.